What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we'll be taking a look at a tiny little demo that was sent on over called Beacon of Neyda. If you guys are fans of games like Kingdom, this is actually a lot like that. This is a post-apocalyptic kind of road warrior version of Kingdom, where you awaken to a post-apocalyptic world that's been annihilated by robots. The animation in this game and also the pixel art is quite good. It's a good-looking game. There's a lot of rough edges on this one, but keep in mind that this is a pre-alpha build, so this game isn't even in alpha yet. This was just kind of like a thing that was sent over to show off the game and get people hyped about it. So we're going to dive on in for about 30-35 minutes, see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on if after watching this video you find that this is a game that suits your liking. I'll have a link for you down below in the description. On top of that, you can also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to imbibe the rest of the festivities that surround the channel. Let's go ahead and dive on into a new game. So here we are. We have spawned in. We've arrived, the last station before the objective. Let's find a way back to the surface. Some robots may still be active in this area. Ready your weapon and be careful. Yeah, so this game controls entirely with your left hand. There's actually, I know you can see my mouse on the screen right now. There it is. Boop, boop, boop. But no, the mouse doesn't really do anything. So just keep that in mind. Everything is on your left hand. We can run around. We've got HP in the top left corner. We've got how much scrap we've managed to scavenge. And then we've got our power grid once we actually get to the base building portion of the game. This right here is a blue node. We can pick that up real fast. That's going to allow us to build various things. So this game has kind of a unique building system that's sort of hard to describe until you've actually like seen it. But effectively, you don't have like a menu that allows you to build stuff in this game. You build based on what's in your backpack. So you have to be very, very careful about what you're moving in transit a lot of the time with this game. But we'll open up the gate using that blue node right there, and then on stepping into this room, there's a robot, so we'll go ahead and blast him. One thing that I think this game does very, very well is the sound effect for the rifle actually sounds really, really good. That rifle barely took one down, and there are thousands out there. We're going to have to find a better way to deal with them. On top of that, we can also scavenge from these piles. So there you go. We've got ourselves a little bit of scrap, and then we'll go ahead and get some scrap over here. The despawn and the animations on like nodes when you interact with them is kind of like desynced. Ideally, you would want the pile to disappear around the same time that he stands up to get done with gathering. Otherwise, it kind of lends a jankiness to the whole thing. But once again, pre-alpha. So I'm trying really, really hard not to go too ridiculously nutty on this stuff. So we need a blue node, and then we could get into there, and it looks like that turns on another power generator that'll probably increase our grid capacity. All right, let's go upstairs. We are now officially on the surface. Look, there in the distance behind the dunes. It's our target, Neyda's Beacon. It looks much worse than we imagined. It's going to take years to completely repair it. We still have a chance, though. We can activate the support towers. That should give it enough power to run for one last time. We should be near the west support tower. Let's keep going. All right, so the first thing that we're really going to need here is that we're going to need to gather from some of these roughage piles right here in order to get our scrap up. I prefer to have like 35, maybe 40 scrap before we really start dedicating to holding back the bad guys. We don't have a timer or anything else that lets us know that they are coming, and so I don't know if they're actually suspended right now because we are inside of like the tutorial period. But anyways, the giant refuse pile just kind of despawning. I feel like it would look better is as you gather it, it slowly like sinks into the ground and like rumbles a little bit. And then finally there's like a rumble clank with debris flying all over the place when it despawns after you grab the final gear. Let's go ahead and kick it on over to the right because that's where the game wants me to go. That right there is a power node from what I recall. This is the extension of our power grid. Everything in this game is kind of like Dead Space emergent places you can build. You can see the wires under the ground. We're going to have to run those a little bit later, but anyways, I can gather from here too. Let us gather. Let us take all of the goodies. The goodies have been gathered. Now we can head on over to the right. As you walk around, just like in Kingdom, there's going to be certain things that prompt you, and they'll tell you what crafting materials you need in order to build up or otherwise make that better. Over here, we've got ourselves a red node. The red nodes allow us to build turrets that are going to hold back the robot horde. It's not at its best, but it can be repaired. Let's go ahead and take a look. That in the center is the fusion core, as rare as it is fragile. They are essential for the operation of the tower. The machines next to it are the energy core forges. We can create red cores and blue cores with them. We can use the red cores to make laser towers, but they're going to need energy. That's where the blue comes in. With them, we can build towers to extend the energy network. Detected signs of enemies coming from the left. Quick, let's build some defenses before they destroy the fusion core. All right, so I need to, like, chuck that out of my inventory real fast. And I'm going to grab that real quick. And since we're being attacked from the left, I'm going to head hard off to the left. I'm going to extend the energy grid probably out to, like, there, I guess, to start building. Yeah, I know. I am aware. I've actually played through the demo already. And so contextually, since we have a blue node inside of our inventory right now, we can put it down right here. And then if we start building, it will expand our power grid. Ideally, what I'd like to do is get a wall out in front of this, too. If you don't have anything in your backpack, you automatically default to building walls. And so let's build a wall, like, right here, maybe. I don't know if it needs to be, like, a super sturdy wall for right now, but a wall would still be good. So there we go. There's a level 1 wall that we've put up. As you can see, it's deducting the scrap from our inventory right now. The next thing that we're going to need is we need to get this red node over here. And we're going to have to drag it on back over to the left in order to get a defense tower up. And the defense tower should be good enough to hold back the enemy for the first wave. We shouldn't have to worry about it too much. It's kind of like that first wave in Kingdom where, like, one archer can hold it off unless he has really, really bad RNG. We will go ahead and put this right here. You can see the range of the laser tower indicated when you put it down. Unfortunately, I can't smush it any closer to this wall right here. Let's go ahead and take this up to level 2. Level 3 walls take forever to build, so I may not actually go up to level 3 walls. Uh-oh, here they come. Finish the wall! There we go. So the wall is done, and now I can start venting my rifle on some of these little robots that are coming in from the left. There we go. They've been wiped out. Are there more of them over here? There are more of them, and that one seems to have a very, very large drill. Unfortunate. I think the tower should be able to handle them, so we'll go ahead and get back to kind of organizing the base and getting things done, because there's still tasks that need to be completed. Can I even get over to the right yet? No, that hasn't opened up. All right. There are other places in the base where we can upgrade things if we have certain circuit boards. So I think a blue circuit board makes the power grid better. A green one will make our drones better because you can make a drone hub in this game. The drones do various things from repairing your walls to doing things like gathering up scrap for you. I'll take the blue one, actually. I don't need the green one right now, but the blue one's good. Let's go back downstairs. Bad news. Enemies coming from the right. Quick, let's get defenses on the other side. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm prepping for. Unfortunately, the gate wasn't open, so there wasn't much that I could do right there. Keep on going down. There we go. All the way down to the bottom. And we'll extend this power grid out over here. What's inside of there? Just like cogs. Oh, cool. We got some greenies over there, too. Nice. So this elevator needs to be connected to the power grid. Hopefully, if I put a tower, like, right here, that'll reach. I haven't quite memorized the range of all of these things that I'm building right now, but when it comes to junk science and you're building things out of scrap, it's more of a art than a science. We'll probably put down a wall right here. Hopefully that gives me enough of a gap to put in a laser turret to defend things. Let me go grab a red node real fast. I don't have a red node at the moment, but that's hooked up to the power grid, so we can actually, in our downtime, we can go down beneath the earth and actually look around for other treasures. Where's my red node at? Give me that red node. All right, red node has been forged. Let's take this back over to the right, and then we should be defended on both sides pretty well. From there, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take both the laser towers up to level 2 so that I can have a little bit of exploratory time, because I think exploratory time is probably an interesting facet of the... Can I get this, like, a little bit closer to the wall? I can get it in right there. That's good enough. That'll do for now. All right, so there's our laser tower. And then we'll go ahead and we'll try to get this upgraded to level 2. Come on, level 2. Give it to me. There we go. Level 2 wall is up. We're getting a little bit low on scrap. I'm not, like, super terrified about the amount of scrap that we have so far. Those green ones right there, those are for building drone hubs. But the drones, from what I've seen so far, are, like, really, really buggy. Like, they kind of work sometimes, but most of the time they do not work, has been my experience. There's 3 different types of drones that you can build. So when you make a drone hub, you can assign them to either be a digging drone, a flying drone, or a fighting drone. The digging drones, they'll go find scrap and bring it back to you. The fighting drones, fairly obvious what they do. And then the flying drones, they'll repair your buildings for you. Did I get all 3? Basically, there's digging, fighting, and repairing drones. Cool. So we've got that upgraded to level 2. Let's go back over to this side, and we'll try to upgrade another laser tower. And then I think I needed to get a blue node for whatever's going on down beneath the surface so that we can open up that other node, or like we can connect that power grid on in from that one that we came from. And so I'll probably try to get on that pretty quickly because we are running out of power rapidly right now. Unfortunately, this little fusion core is struggling. It's having a hard time. It's not putting out the go-go juice that I need it to put out. Are we still under attack over here, or are we good? I'm just going to kind of like upgrade this real fast. The walls actually are pretty sturdy, so it should be okay. There we go. That has now been built, and it's firing 2 lasers at a time. I will help out. You can shoot through your own walls, so don't stress about that. When you kill enemies, they'll sometimes leave little debris piles behind, and you can get like a free scrap out of them. That's one of the reasons why you're going to want to have drone hubs, is because they can kind of gather from the walls to save you having to come out and make the trip, basically. I'm going to knock down this pile real fast and see how many scrap it gives me so that I can kind of, like, organize and figure out how much scrap I'm going to need to go into the future. But for now, if it ends up being, like, 30, that would be good. It did end up being actually in excess of 30. Very, very nice. I'll take it. All right. So now that we've got ourselves a little bit more space cleared out and we're no longer under attack, I needed a blue node, so we'll go ahead and make one of those, and then we'll use that to pop open the door on the left-hand side so that we can access that circuit board that will upgrade our power grid. All right, there's our guy. We'll go ahead and grab it, and then we go down below into the mines, deep and dark and terrifying. That right there, that big tower, we can repair that. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to fix these towers so that it can light off like an EMP field or something that will save us from the robot Scourge. Grab what goodies I can from over here. There we go. All right, let's take this thing back down. There we go. Sometimes selectivity can be a little bit weird in this game with the elevators. It's definitely something that's going to need to be tightened up. So that got us into here. Upgrade for power towers. Each energy tower grants 1 extra energy. Turn on this upgrade in the upgrade room on the 2nd floor of the tower. Very nice. And that needs a blue node as well. It's an electrical generator. The cables go up to the surface. Oh, so I needed 2. Okay. I can only carry 1. I don't know if there's going to be like a backpack upgrade or something like that that you get later on in the game. But anyways, hopefully there will be something like that. Honestly, I don't know if the contextual thing that they're doing with building is going to actually be... I mean, I would much prefer to like press the E key and get a building menu, and then you click on the thing you want to build, and then you just kind of keep all the resources on you. I get why they're doing it. It's for time management, but still... being able to select and pick what I want to build instead of constantly throwing things out of my inventory might be a little bit better. All right, so over here. Did it work? I don't know if it worked. Huh. Maybe it worked? Something happened, all right? A thing transpired. I do want to turn on that other generator, too. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another blue node over here. I love all these little background animations and things. Like, the buildings, like this thing over here kind of reminds me of, like, an Akira Toriyama type deal. Like, I don't know. It's got, like, that feel to it. But anyways, in order to fix that big tower right there, you've got to get these big sleighs that are full of scrap, and you've got to drag them over. And for every sled full of goodies that you bring back over, like scrap metal Santa Claus will allow you to basically repair the tower one time. We'll turn this guy on right here. I don't know if that was super helpful. Oh, yeah, look at that. Our power grid just got a whole bunch more. Oh, God, I've been struck. I'm stuck in place. I need an adult. There we go. I'm gonna drop you, man. I don't care how rotund and beefy you are. I'm gonna get you. And there's a bunch of you guys out here. I just wanted to harvest your corpses for goodies, but not making it easy, are you? Grab that. Grab that. There we go. I don't know if you always get a scrap out of these piles. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe it's like random. There we go. So we've grabbed... Is there another one over here? There we go. All right, so if you connect these sleds right here to the power grid, these are spare parts for the tower. We'll have to drag them to the tower to start repairing it. Luckily, it's on a levitating platform. If we give it energy, it will be easier to move. All right, so we can take this guy right here, and we can push it all the way back over to the right. And then if we can get it to that little loading platform that's next to the tower, it'll allow us to upgrade the tower one time. I don't know if upgrading the tower actually does anything. I haven't gone that far into the demo yet. I assume that it's kind of like the objective that you're trying to pull off in order to make that beacon in the background function properly. There is a bug with this right here. If you keep holding the E key and you keep walking after it goes onto the loading platform, your character will keep doing the push animation. So that's going to need to be tightened up as well. But now that that's there, we can actually upgrade this. With a little bit of extra power that we have, I don't know if I want to spend it on a drone hub or not. Like, the last time I played around with the drones, I'll show them to you by the end of the game, but the last time I played around with the drones, they were kind of unreliable and getting stuck all the time, and they use up your power grid, and so anyways, them using up my power grid was kind of like, I need them to be functioning if they're going to use power grid. These are spare parts for the... Yeah, we'll have to... I know all about those. I'm not going to drag those back yet, though, because we've already got one on the loading platform. I did want to go down into this little elevator cave, though, over here and see what this has going on. It looks like we've got some scrap piles. Okay. I will take the scrap. Oh, there's another levitating thingy that we can raise up on an elevator. Gotcha. So I think we're going to have to wait for that to actually be unlocked. I don't know if it's locked on a timer or what, but what are those? Great, impulse boots. These are going to give you faster speed in areas that have electricity. Oh, cool, nice. I'll take those. I didn't realize there was going to be sort of like Zelda-style upgrades around. That rubble looks shaky. We better blow it up. Throw a red nucleus and then shoot it to make it explode. Oh, I can bust things open, too. All right. Yeah, sometimes they don't despawn properly. Like I said, pre-alpha. The game's definitely got some rough edges. It definitely needs some love, but the reason why I'm showing it off right now is because I think that... Oh, wow, I'm super fast now. I think the game's got a really fantastic art style, and I think it's got a really well-selected color palette. There's, like, little details, like impacts on the enemies and whatnot, like shearing, you know, little flying chunkies and things off of them when they get hit. And I think, like, the scrap falling to the ground could look a little bit more fluidy and a little bit more delicate, instead of just having that rough edge on the bottom and falling from the sky. There's also kind of like a stickiness to the game that you'll notice once you try out the demo, where like when going through doors or when interacting with objects, it like takes a second for the game to free up your character to like move on to whatever the next activity is. And so anyways, there's definitely some smoothness and some stuff to be worked on with the game. However, I am always in the market for a new Kingdom-styled game, and I think they've done a really, really good job with the parallax and the artwork. Like, I think it's really fantastic looking. So I needed a red nucleus, and I needed to blow that open, and then I'll get a green circuit board. All right, give me a red nucleus real fast. I don't know if I should take my towers up to level 3. I don't know. Either way, let's get the red nucleus first. And I can't really aim my gun, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work. Like, it seems like it just fires straight. And so I guess we'll find out. So put a red nucleus, like, right there. Maybe I have to throw it, like, up and on. Oh, you can kind of angle it. Okay. There we go. All better. So apparently it doesn't give you like an indicator line or anything when you're aiming to throw stuff, but you can control the directionality and the vector of the throw with your WASD keys. An upgrade for drone towers that will increase their movement. Turn on this upgrade in the upgrade room. Okay. That's cool. I'm not like super planning on using drones right now. Ooh, free cores? Ooh, what do I want to use these for? I'm going to take the red core back with me for right now. Just because I think I'm going to take a tower up to level 3 now that I've got a little bit more electricity. Let's go. I wonder if I can blow that open, too. Kind of hard to say. There's definitely an elevator over there. The gate doesn't stop me from shooting it, but it looks like the gate opens from that other side. Like, that right there is a receptacle for one of the cores. And so, I don't know. Let's go ahead and we will upgrade this tower right here because we have an extra node to do so. Then I kind of want to head out to the right and just see if there's anything over there. The cool thing is with these elevators, you can't go down them until you connect them to the power grid. And that's sort of like the natural onus that keeps the player moving forward and like expanding out further and further and further. And it's because basically they have to in order to access new areas with new upgrades and stuff like that. And I very much like that idea of having to incorporate areas into your overall operation and being forced to make your walls wider and wider and wider and more difficult to patrol. And the impulse boots right there are actually like a nice come-up that sort of implies that intent as well. Like the faster and faster you move on the surface when you've got your electric USB boots on, the larger the ground is you can cover during waves and whatnot. We got another attack coming from the left. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, what's up, boys? How about you take some of this DACA? That's right, I got a space-age musket for you. Load! Loose! They're not dying. I want them to die, but they're not dying. I would rather not get stabbed in the face right now, so I'm probably going to fall back to the tower. If I fire off screen, does my bullet still go on forever? Actually, I don't know what the range of my laser rifle is, but I love that sound effect. It makes me want to shoot it all day long. Hopefully there's going to be other guns and stuff too, like little like SMG, like Mac 11 pistols that are like, you know, like an assault rifle, like an LMG, grenade launcher with a little bit of like the thunk, 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 thunk. All that stuff would be fun in my opinion. Alright, well the wave has been vanquished, I think. I'm going to go ahead and check left and kind of like see what we find over here. It looks like it's mostly just scrap piles, although there are disembodied terrifying hands coming up out of the ground and a giant cog. Pretty cool world building though, in all honesty. A little bit of scrap over here. I can't go off that edge right there. So it doesn't look like there's anything actually other than this big pile of scrap right here that we want to kind of occupy ourselves with on this side. That's fine, because now I know that I don't need to expand the power grid out in this direction in order to protect myself. Scrap piles down. Let's go ahead and head back on over to the right. With 52 scrap in our inventory right now, I have my doubts that there's going to be any major problems. Oh, yeah, look at that. You can still kind of control your character's facing while looting. They're going to want to lock that animation so that user inputs don't, like, shift the player left and right and whatnot while they're inside of, like, a predetermined gathering animation or whatever. Go ahead and grab all this stuff that's sitting here. All right, good. Let's go on back over to the right-hand side, and I think I'm going to do the first round of repairs on this big tower right here. I think we've got everything upgraded to like level 3, and so I'm not that worried about it. While that manufactures, I need to go upgrade the drones. There we go. The drones have been upgraded. Didn't want to go up. I actually kind of went the wrong way on that one. I wanted to go like in the downward direction, like towards the earth. There we go. So we are back towards the earth. We got that right there. Let's go ahead and repair this tower. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get it done, and I don't know what benefit it's going to provide, but hopefully it ends up being worth it. All right, tower's almost done. A little bit of like a engineering aficionado. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of dope when it comes to engineering. It looks like we're setting up some kind of like reinforcing scaffold in order to get the thing moving again. I don't know if I want to fix it again. We do have another cart over on the right that we may be able to utilize. How's the wall doing over here? Let's just repair that real quick. Maybe I will set up a drone hub just to like repair these walls. Although I don't know what the range is on the drone hub either, so it might end up being a waste. And you can't really tear down buildings once you've already got them up. So what's over here to the right? Anything good? There is another elevator, so presumably there's something down there. We've also got some kind of exposed wiring right there sticking up. Really like that parallax in the background. It looks really, really good. So we've got some scrap piles. We've got some other things going on. Travel Neyda. So if we have a blue node, we can get into there. And that's going to be the end of the map. All right. So I'm assuming that once you connect this to the power grid and you do something with... I mean, they gave me one right there. We might as well. Oh. Like a little robot hive down here. Upgrade for your laser towers. It increases their damage. Turn on this upgrade in the upgrade room. I will strongly consider doing that. And then a bunch more free nodes over there, too. What is this place? Is this like a hairdressing salon? Welcome to Neyda Travel, the best remote tourism site. Choose the model of your preference and take a seat. We regret to inform you that due to failures in the Neyda Lighthouse, the following destination planets have slight delays. Bolko, Tho, Kisara, 624, Orbital Space Base. Okay, so like this whole thing, it's kind of sad though. That little robot's down there just like waiting for customers that will never come. Like, I feel kind of sad for him, dude. That's like the natural flaw in human reasoning, is that like with an inanimate object like a robot, you start to anthropomorphize it and feel bad for it like it's a human being that has to sit down there at its desk for like the next 80,000 years till it runs out of go-go juice. All right, let's go back to the left. I don't know. I can't go down that elevator till we hook it up to the power grid. So we are going to have to drag some blue nodes out this way to try to give ourselves a little bit more space. For now, let's go ahead and push this guy back on over to the left because we are clear of attackers for the moment. There's a whole bunch of loot right there. Just an utterly insane amount of loot that I could pick up. But I feel like maybe I smushed my buildings a little too close to one another over here. If I put a drone hub right here, I'm not convinced it's actually going to go out and gather the stuff. I think they've got to be kind of like close. Just get it up on the loading paddock. It's so heavy. All right, so we are dunzos. There we go. Let's go back on over to the other side, and we'll see if we can get this next level upgrade before anything terrible happens. Get that manufacturing. We'll go up here, and we will upgrade the laser tower. There we go. So our laser tower is a little bit more efficient now. Hopefully the enemy can't get through this current phase. If they can, I mean, the last wave wasn't that bad, so there's nothing to imply that this wave is going to somehow be worse. Then again, I don't think I fixed this wall either. Yeah, let's go ahead and maybe throw a little bit of loving at it. There we go. So that wall's looking a little bit more cogent than it was previously. And then let's throw another upgrade on the tower. Oh, I don't have the node with me. That's right. I left it over here manufacturing. I was like, do I have a blue core? Or like, what do I have right now to make this happen? Ooh, if it's coming together. It's definitely getting some new bits and pieces slapped onto it. It'd kind of be cool if each of these little pieces that it's adding to the tower, instead of just appearing when you get to a certain level, these were all segmented out like sprites, and they like swung out and went clunk, 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 like in alignment with like the animation that you're doing. That would actually be kind of rad. I think it would feel a little bit better too. Towers appear to be holding it down, so I don't think we have to worry about anything over there. I did have, what color? I think I brought back a red one with me, didn't I? Let me go back downstairs real quick. What color nodes were over here? Oh, I thought there was nodes over here. Wasn't there nodes over here? Okay, which one had nodes inside of it? Was it the other one? It's got to be the other one. Did the range on this thing go up when I upgrade it? It's hard to tell. I don't know. There's a lot of things right now that are sort of unexplained. But when it comes to like the core gameplay loop of a Kingdom game, that's kind of the magic of it too, is just not knowing exactly what's going on. Like, that's one of my favorite things about Kingdom, is that it's very, very difficult to figure out exactly what you're supposed to be doing at any given time, or like what certain altars do, until you like pay the fee to use those altars. Yeah, that level 3 laser tower's definitely getting it done. It's taking care of business. Gun a few of these guys down. All these hordes are getting kind of large. Oh, the blue ones blow up too. Interesting. Did I say the blue ones? The green ones. Sorry, I know my basic kindergarten colors. Every now and again, I'm just like, I think maybe it poisons them or something. Wow, that's a pretty good-sized horde right there. We may want to make ourselves a drone bay to clean all that up. That's assuming they do clean it all up. Like, it's like 50-50 when I make drones in this game. Sometimes they clean up the messes, sometimes they don't. There we go. Is that wave all nice and done? That wave is done. Okay, so we'll take the green node, and I'll show you what the drone bay looks like. So there's our drone bay, and a little drone's going to pop on out of there. And then this little drone should go and gather from these piles right here, which will save me a whole bunch of labor. You can also go to this side, and you can change what kind of drone it's going to be, whether it's a flyer or a digging drone or a fighting drone. Entirely up to you, but I did want to show off the drone gameplay before we went any further. I'd like to expand the grid out on this side, just make it go a little bit more further. So let's go get a blue node. And once we have acquired said blue node, we should be able to build the base out onto the right. But yeah, this is Beacons of Neyda. Cool idea for a game. Definitely derivative of Kingdom, if you've ever seen that game before. But I do think they've got really slick pixel art. They've got some really, really nice environmental design, building design, animation. I'd love to see a little bit more of that get added on in as well. The real thing that I've got right now with the game is just that a lot of the interactivities can be a little bit sticky before they relinquish control of your character, which makes the whole thing feel clunkier than it ought to. All right, so the grid is now set up out to here. Wow, that actually went out pretty far. Okay. Put down a wall right here real quick. I'll try to level to it. And so anyways, the fluidity of interactivity with the player when they are building things and when they're interacting with things and when they're picking things up on the ground, they're going to want to eliminate that stickiness. But since the game's a pre-alpha build for right now, that means it's not even in, you know, alpha. Like, pre-alpha basically means that this is like in tech demo or like proof of concept phase. And so I'm guessing that kind of stuff's going to get smoothed over a little bit later. This to me feels like a demo that was produced largely maybe to attract a publisher or to kind of put this idea out here and like judge public interest in whether or not people want to check that out. And that's totally okay. That's the grease that keeps the wheels of the gaming industry running. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day, so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were checking out Beacons of Neyda. Tomorrow, we will be trying something else out. Stay tuned, and I'll be back, you know. I mean, you can stay in your chair. It's probably going to be a good 24 hours or so. That's a long wait time. I mean, it's a short wait time at the DMV, but you get what I'm saying. I'll be back later. Bye, folks.